You are the host.
Oh, okay. Super. You can start.
Yes, ma'am. Infection Control Committee. It is a multidisciplinary committee responsible for monitoring program policies, implementation, and recommend corrective actions. It includes representatives from different concerned hospital departments and management, demanding bi-monthly. It establishes strategic policies and identifies areas of intervention. The Infection Control Policy identifies areas of intervention. The Control Plan with clearly defined objective and to develop written policies and procedures, including regular evaluation and update, to supervise and monitor daily practices of patient care designed to prevent infection and to ensure the availability of appropriate supplies, to organize an epidemiological surveillance program, which is particularly in high-risk areas for early detection of outbreak, to educate all grades of staff in infection control policy, practice, and procedures. Infection Control Committee has the following practice at all levels of healthcare facility, control and safety for infection control, and to review and approve the infection control policies, to support the infection control team, and direct resources to address problems as identified, to ensure availability of the appropriate supplies, to review the epidemiological surveillance data, and identify the area of intervention. The Infection Control Committee is charged with the responsibility for planning, evaluation of the evidence-based practice and implementation, prioritization, and resource allocation of all matters relating to the infection control. The Infection Control Committee must have a reporting relationship directly to the either the administration or the medical staff to promote the infection control policies visibility and effectiveness. The Infection Control Committee should meet regularly according to the local need. The frequency of nosocomial infection. Nosocomial infection it usually occurs worldwide, and the incidence is about 5 to 8% of hospitalized patients, one is to three of which is preventable. The highest frequencies are in East Mediterranean and Southeast Asia. A high frequency of nosocomial infection it is usually the evidence of poor quality health service delivered. The transmission, where the nosocomial infection usually transmitted. It is an endogenous infection when normal patient flora change to pathogenic bacteria because of the change of normal habitat, damage of skin, and inappropriate antibiotic use. About 50% of nosocomial infection are usually caused by this way. Exogenous cross infection, it includes mainly through hands of health workers, visitors, and the patient. Kunal, you can continue.
The prevention and control of the nosocomial infections. First of all, observation of aseptic technique, frequent hand washing, especially between the patients, carefully handling, cleaning, and disinfection of formalities where possible, use of single-use disposable items, patient isolation, avoidance where possible of medical procedure that can lead with high probability to nosocomial infection. The prevention of nosocomial infection and the role of microbiologist. The microbiologist responsible for handling patient and staff specimen to maximize the likelihood of a microbiological diagnosis, developing guidelines for appropriate collection, transport, and handling of specimens, ensuring the laboratory practices meet appropriate standards, ensuring the safe laboratory practice to prevent the infections in staff. The factors that influence the nosocomial infection are first the microbial agent, patient susceptibility, environmental factors. The infection control program, the important components include first of all the basic measure that is standard and additional precautions, education and training of healthcare workers, protection of healthcare workers, example, immunization, identification of hazards and minimizing the risk. Second, routine practices such as the aseptic techniques, handling the use of blood and blood products, waste management, use of single-use devices, surveillance, incidents monitoring, and research. The basics of infection control. The first is the prevention of nosocomial infection is the responsibility of all individuals and service provided by healthcare setting. Second, to practice good asepsis, one should always know what is dirty, what is clean, and what is sterile, and keep them separate. Hospital policies and procedures are applied to prevent the spread of infection in hospital. The goals for infection control and hospital epidemiology. There are three principal goals for hospital infection control and prevention programs. First, to protect the patient, protect the healthcare workers, visitors, and others in the healthcare environment. Third, to accomplish the previous two goals in a cost-effective and cost-efficient manner whenever possible. The Infection Control Committee review and approve the surveillance and prevention program, identify areas for intervention to assess and promote improved practice at all levels of health facility, to ensure appropriate staff training, safety management, development of policies for the prevention and control of infection, to develop its own infection control manual, and monitor and evaluate the performance of program. The infection control program in the majority of countries typically operates on two levels. First, the executive body, the infection control team, and the advisory body to the hospital management. The infection control committee, which adopts the legislative role of the policy making. So there are four components in hospital programs: infection control team, infection control committee, and infection control manual, and hospital program itself. The automated laboratory, pharmacy, and HIS data integration. So this include detection of pathogenic microorganisms, sending of alerts in real time, increased productivity, calculation of infection incidence, and rates generation of statistics data in the real time. The scope of infection control. It aims at the preventing the spread of infection. The standard precaution, these measures must be applied during every patient care, during exposure to any potentially infected material or body fluids as blood and others. The components include hand washing, barrier precautions, sharp disposal, and handling of contaminated material. The key points in surveillance include active surveillance, the prevalence and incidence studies, targeted surveillance, site unit and priority oriented, appropriately trained investigators, standardized terminology, and risk adjusted rates for comparisons.
Finish. Presentation is finished.
Yes, ma'am.
You can turn off record. Turn off please record.
Ma'am, you
Ma'am,
are
I
the host.
already done with this.
Ma'am, you are the host. You can turn off it all.
I am first? No.
Yes, ma'am.
Um,
Yes, ma'am, you are the host.
who turn on record?
Ma'am, you.
Yes. No.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't turn on.